Um, I'm really tired at work today, but for some reason I cannot sleep at night. So we are making a video right now. Right. So this version is actually working pretty fine in the office. The joinery is a nightmare to put on, so we're going to work on that. I have also made an agenda of what we need to fix, right? Okay, improve the office chair headrest frame. Let's start doing it. First thing, turn on OBS. Boom. Second thing, shorten the total height by 10 centimeter to fit the pillow better. So in case you forgot, in case you forget, this is used as a headrest, as a device to turn a headrest, a backrest into a headrest for the chair. So I have to, this is actually the frame, the profile, the cross-sectional area of the chair frame, and we have two parts, part A and part B over here. B, yeah, that is part B, and it will clamp together, like slide in and fit, right? So let's address the length situation. So go to part A, active body. Sorry for the humming. I don't know if it is because of the PC power supply. Yeah, but there's always the humming. I tried DaVinci Resolve and all that stuff. Right, let's edit the sketch. And the first matter of business is shorten it by 10 centimeter. Let's go. So we have 290 over here. So can I change it? 290, 10 centimeter is like, it's a lot. It's really a lot. 10 centimeter is 100 millimeter. So 190. Boom, yeah. Much shorter. Is this correct? It feels very wrong, but let's see. 190. How will that affect the profile over here? Yep, it definitely affected. So that's the original, right? I want to cut it down a couple of notches. 1 second. I'm having some brain fog at the moment. Maybe so, like, first we cut it down to a nice 200. Right, let's start with that. Okay. Boom. Add a hook. Okay, let's address a couple points. So I want to add a hook in the joinery in the back to hook my backpack and miscellaneous items. This will give me a reason to increase the cross-section area of the dovetail joint. Right, let's get started. So because we are hooking this to the back of my chair, so I want an extra bulge over here, so I can hang my backpack, my water bottle, and all that kind of stuff. And maybe the colleagues like that. I don't know. So a place to hang stuff, like neck pillow, all that crap, right? It's good to have some place to hang the stuff, right? So what I'm thinking is, this is an arc over here, a very nice arc that I don't like to ruin. Okay, how much should I make it? Part A goes all the way down here, so I would like for it to have quite a bit more meat, right? Because now I feel that the weak point is in the dovetail right here, so let's address that. So we will at first double it. Boom. Yeah, we just double it, baby. Right, now have much more material to work with. And now for the hook, I'm thinking of a simple hook, L hook like this. So we go GM, GN, G, yeah, GM is correct, right? So we'll go like, I would think I will start from the bottom over here, So this one horizontal. We press M. What the heck? Oh no. GM, right? Okay, horizontal. M, right, like that. Make you know what? I don't need this again. Right here, we're going to make something of an arc over here. So like this, maybe. Because I want it to be durable in a sense. Let's go like that. I will add another arc over here. Boom. And an extra arc somewhere down. Let's just give it right there. Right. Okay, looks pretty good to me, but we need, yep. Okay, definitely I can make it thicker, but let's address a few points. So these lines should be coincide, so it doesn't, yeah, it doesn't get it doesn't freak out whenever I change. Okay, this is actually in a line, so it's good. Can I make this thing parallel? Does it even work like that? No, it's not working. Right. Can I make a tangent? Okay, this is not what I expected. Right. I definitely can make it bigger, like this one. Of course I can improve it, but how much is too much? That is the question I'm having right now. So let's put these 3 dots over here in a horizontal line. Good. I think that solved one of our problems, don't you think? Right. I want to get the dimension from this point to this point. What is it right now? 6 millimeter. I would like something more akin to like 10 millimeter, maybe. 1 centimeter of hook. Quite beefy, to be honest. But is it overkill? My backpack is kind of heavy, to be honest. And it's 3. Yeah, let's go for 10 millimeter. A whole centimeter of material to hold on. Can't be a bad idea, right? Just to be sure. Yep, it's also 10. Got that. But yeah, this thing will define the height of the hook. So how much hook do I want to get? I think I should address the the ugly bulge over here, maybe. Okay, this is actually. Can I check the tangent? Which tangent constraint is 127? Maybe this one. No. 126. So how about I delete that constraint and allow us. Okay, that's not the one. That might not be the one. How about I delete the entire section? Yeah. Alright. What is stopping it from getting smaller? Right, let's delete that as well. Since we are changing the geometry anyway, I think it will be a good idea to work some magic on it. It's funny because before that I mostly work with straight line. Now I have to rethink everything in a more circular manner, as on how to not break this thing into a million pieces. I think this one is bad, so let's try again. Nope, no. Why did I do that? So I got the arc that I wanted, but I also want another arc right over here. Yeah, we don't want sharp corner, right? And that will be it. Is this construction geometry, right? So this one will be a different kind of tangent. Okay, looks good to me. This thing is already in a horizontal line and they should be 10 millimeter apart, but how do I define this? I definitely can just make a projection over there. No, that's not a good idea for me to make. This one should be, yeah, it is already what I want. Maybe the distance from like that. I don't know. I have like 2 arcs over here. This is the big arc, this is a smaller arc, right? Now what happens if I put it together like that? It looks good now. Yeah, we're cooking, baby. And now I can define it over here, and just for double check, perfect, I got what we wanted. And okay, we need to control where this point is, right? And I would like to make it from the bottom. I want to give it a dimension right there, or maybe not. We still have a lot to sketch, right? So let's create a sketch. I'm thinking something like akin to the previous design. Doesn't look so bad, huh? So make it coincide. Wait, what? Okay, what the heck is this? Okay, it works like that. All right. Let's go GM. Yeah, let's do that thing again. So 1 up here and 1 down here, right? And we play around a little bit. I think I have quite a bit of material. This one is practically equal already. What does it look like, a dick now? Maybe I'm just dirty minded. I don't know. Give it some form of construction symmetrical. What the hell is happening? What the hell is happening? Okay, the stuff was doing well, but all right, it's going up. Nothing seems to be out of the ordinary. How about make it horizontal? Right, move together in harmony. That's what I want. Looks good. We're not touching the dovetail right now. Can I just get away with that? Nice. Slot my backpack in here. Right, the texture should be able to hold that, because the previous design was this straight line. Doesn't allow us that much material during the flexing area, but this one is much better now. Or maybe I'm overthinking it. Why should I just make the notch over here with all this complex geometry? And why not just make an entire bow, right? This thing is, don't get me wrong, this thing is completely functionable, but it lacks the elegance, right? Yeah, I feel like it lacks that subtle elegance. Okay, gonna get rid of that, get rid of you too, and we just make a giant. Okay, not I feel like it's gonna use much more material now, which is not that optimal, right? Because I want to design this thing in a way that everybody can use, easily printable in the office, and this one is sensible. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just cut a more notch. Can it work like that? Cut a notch into the material, like a smooth curve into the area, and I definitely can see it happening, but by then it will lose the ability to hold complex object outward like that. What is the missing part? Right, dimension. Still be able to move, huh? Not for long. Turn off the constraint for a second. Is it a bit too unnecessary? Yeah, kinda yes. It's long, but I don't know to be honest. This is actually a very realistic part of my creative process. Most of the time I don't know what I'm doing. So like, should I add it here? If I add it here, I can still slot my backpack in. Feel like I'm overthinking it a lot. Alright, let's do that. This design is much more versatile, but it craves a lot of friction. You have to print this giant arm like this. Yeah, it's ugly, to be honest. It poses out a lot, and I have decided that I don't like it like that. That's how I roll. I don't like something, I clip it off. Now, since I already added material, I think this design, the design where I put this part over here, still cause the structure to have way too little material. So that's why I have opted for this sort of like hunchback design. Yeah. Because this from this to this is actually the weak point. Yeah, from this part to this part is the weak point of the structure. And what we can do is, remember, objective right now is to head at the hook to firstly hold my backpack. Right. I feel like I'm doing this to myself. Gonna start from here. Okay, GM. Start from here. Start something simple. From this I will create a small notch. Yeah, this one, press it straight down, curve it back up, and now I can create the arc that I wanted. It should look like this direction. So one right here and one right there. Should be like that. All right, now, yeah. Okay. Since that part doesn't have any. Make it smaller there. Doesn't look very good for me. How will this work? Okay, so it will scale proportionately with that. Alright, that's not what I want. Again. Maybe I need some sort of intermediate curve to finally reach this position. this, like that. Make it smaller, maybe taller. Okay, not too shabby right now. Gotta hand it to me. 2 centimeter. Yep. The depth has the depth for this one. Perfect. Maybe a bit more. Maybe don't allow it to extrude that far into the structure. Maybe like this. I'll give it some dimension. Feel like having no, let's not give it a dimension like that. Okay, can still change. 10 millimeter should be good, right? Too thick, don't you think? Maybe 5. So 5 millimeter. Now we got back to our original design. These 2 points, I want it to be vertical. Maybe this point I want it to be horizontal, so it will move together like so. This part over here I want it to have a bit more space, so like 20 centimeter should be suitable for a strap. Okay, is it too little material over here? Should this be any better? Yeah, I think this should be better. 1 centimeter of strap is hangable for small string, wire, headphone cables, maybe headphone themselves. I don't think that's bad at all. I think I can make this work. So 10. Can I push it a bit more for the space? Remember, this is the flexure, and the last time it cracked like that. I don't want to push it too much, you know. Yeah, its thickness seems to be good. Alright, so what is the issue now? Alright, it is moving, and I feel like this part, it being in the center point, is good for me. So make it symmetric so it cannot move, right? And I think I have the feature that I want. Let's not make this thing 5. Let's go for var set wall thickness, and this thing this thing shouldn't adapt to the wall thickness. This should be strictly like that. Flex it back, no problem at all. Looking pretty good. Right, I think we got that, our agenda. Boom. Increase the cross section area of, okay. I don't think we're done with that yet. I think we should also make improvement for the dovetail. How about I give this thing to 15. And this thing by 7. 13. No. Oh yeah, the 50-degree angle is preventing me. So let's changing it to more like a 60. Yeah, I like the 60-degree angle a lot more. Maybe 7 a bit much. I think 5 is good, but oof, 7 just have that girth that I like. It's 1 millimeter too small. Maybe I can double it. How will it affect the overall model? Quite a lot, I see. Give it to 1.5. Select this one. Okay, more manageable now. I would like to hit my 50-degree. Okay, 7, 15, and 1.5. Now we can close it. Okay, dimple is not strong enough to hold back the pillow. Turn it to slot again at 3 slot. Okay, and I think we should address the first. Shorten the slot depth by 10 millimeter because it is currently redundant. So 30. Gonna turn this thing up because we are not using it anymore. I think that this part here is cool, so we just give it a number 150. So the top notch, we use the entire length as the port. Currently 1 degree of freedom, and we need to figure out what it is. No, I'll deal with it later. Glad that nothing is moving. It's good. Gonna make 3 more. How do I start? In a normal way. Okay. Let's start like this. Good enough. Okay. Just need these 2 to be parallel. These 2 to be parallel. These 2 should have a strict tangent constraint, same as this one, same as this one, and the same as this one. Yeah, I think having some distance would help a lot. So this thing this thing should have 2 millimeter of distance, same as this one. Alright, much closer. And the inner edge can use. I don't think, should we use the inner edge like this? No, I think we should use this as a 20 millimeter from that. Maybe this should be coincide. Yep. These points should intersect. Okay. Now we're cooking. Looks good to me. Okay. I will measure it from this point to this point. The distance should be about 30 millimeter. Too close. Let's check the sketch over here. Okay, they are pretty well defined. I think it's a good exercise. No, I don't want any symmetrical constraint. That will be all. Okay, that's the worst part. I forgot how I drew that. Let's add some looks very familiar. Let's see, what is the problem? Can I just drag it all at once and see what is wrong? Why are you moving? Why is it moving? Yeah, shouldn't be moving like that. Is anything moving? You do, please turn white. I don't have the energy to debug this right now. Okay. Yeah, I believe those notches are decent. Perfect. Clearance of the dovetail joint. Yes, we are going to rework on my dovetail joint. Right. What is the parameter again? No, the parameters. Is it the problem? I can just sketch the entire new line. Oh. Fifteen, 7, 1.5. Right, let's get to it. I need to add a lot more clearance because the last one doesn't work that well. Maybe compensate by a whole millimeter. It expands in this direction so fast. I didn't have time to adjust to it. Looks good. work the dovetail because the last one fit a bit too good for its own good. Hope I compensate enough, because if not, I'm gonna surely regret it. Oh yeah, checklist, and I think there's one more point that I need to address is about the angle. Oh my god, I should have done that part first. I don't know how this thing works. Fucking witchcraft maybe. Should be tangent to that. Okay, it doesn't like that number. Okay, what the fuck number did it want? I'll give it to it. Okay, it doesn't like that number I give it. Can it move in any meaningful way? Yeah, I don't know why FreeCAD doesn't allow me to attach a point to a point. What the heck is up with that? Anyway, the point of concern is about the angle of the system. It needs to be okay. Which constraint is dictating this angle? Yeah, I saw you, motherfucker. So I should make this angle, let's say, what the heck is it controlling? Okay, I wanted to make it 20. Can I do it? No. 10. But it says fuck you. Keep it 20. I am willing to give up. Maybe these lines so that I can change it back to 20 degree. No, not working. Why is it not working? This is for the internal angle. Let's close the sketch. Return to it. I'm gonna need to take a quick break. I'll see you around. We'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Finally got the sketch done. Turned out it was one of the redundant constraints up here. Okay, got that. Now the angle has gone from up here from 25 degree to 18 degree. This is to fix a problem that this thing is being too forward. Yeah. Can I change it even more? So like 25. This is the original. 18. Much less extreme. And you can see how much with the scale. Yeah, 25 to 18 I think is reasonable compromise. Maybe I like number like 20, a bit more. Yeah, 20 sounds good. Alright, got that in. Everything seems to be in order. Now I want to try my new skill to V3, V in number 3, turn it into wireframe mode, which is so cool. Look at this. So part A, part B, and I can, of course I cannot select any faces within this mode. So how do I turn it back? So V1, V2, V3, alright. No shadings, V5, flat lines, V7. So let's go back to V1. Okay, V2. Oh, okay. V3. So V3 is what I usually want for fillet and all that kind of stuff. Oh, looks pretty well. Going back to part A, let's see what can I do to make it even better. Maybe I will add a small fillet. Not a fillet, but small chamfer maybe. One of my colleagues' recommendation was to make this thing thick enough to be posted by one piece, but yeah, I have a lot of doubt about the structure integrity and left-right balancing. Maybe I will consider it sort of like a T, like two-part assembly, so like three-part assembly. So we got the center post like this, right? We got a center post that will be, yeah, it usually look like this. Got a center post, and we have another post going across like this one, and that post will be the part holding it. So you only need to print one of these and one more bar. So you don't have to print two long bar like this one. But I doubt I will have the time to print this before work. And let's give it, I want to get a screenshot of this thing first as a thumbnail maybe. What does it look like a dick? Right, V3, maybe give it, I think this one looks good, yeah. Right, so I think that is what we have done today. Boom, took us almost 2 hours. Yep. And we got it. Dovetail joint, increase the clearance of the dovetail, shorten the strap slot for adjustability. Yep, I think. Wait, oh, is it done? Yes, it's done. Right, so thank you everyone for listening. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begin with a single step. Have a good day, everyone. Nah, I don't think I should do it like that, right? So just a symbol. And remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begin with a single step.